what the haters talking about.
What's up, family? Valencia Love put up 100,000 racks to free R. Kelly from jail after he was sent there on child sex charges. R. Kelly was sitting in jail for 3 days before Valencia came up with the bread. She said that the money was a loan to R. Kelly, which he eventually paid back once he was freed from jail. She says that there's no reason for the money to just be sitting there in possession of the city because, hey, the man is in jail without a bond now. See, what happened is that once R. Kelly was freed for 4 months, the federal agents, they dropped the bomb on him and they came after him. They locked him up on federal child sex charges. And once they did that, they did it with a no bond, meaning that he's going to have to just sit there until they decide to either give him a bond or he goes to court and he fights it, and somehow, some way, he beats the charge. But other than that, man, he got a long fight ahead of him. When they came with those federal charges out of New York, I was like, man, it was hitting him from all angles. Man, it's hard to beat that many cases. I mean, I know he's beaten the cases in Chicago before, and it's plausible that he could do it again in Chicago. But once New York came in, federal, see, the feds don't usually come after you unless they have something. You know, when they come, normally they got some evidence, and they do thorough investigations. And I like state, police pick you up. It could be without probable cause or whatever. They just pick you up and just on a whim, they just send you to jail, and then you have to try to figure out what's what. And oftentimes they don't even have evidence. And you just be sitting up in jail for months trying to come up with a bond. That's why I'm not even a fan of these bonds and stuff, man. I think these bonds are put in place to further victimize poor people. There's so many people just sitting in jail waiting to be freed because they can't afford their bond. And sometimes the bond is only like $10,000 or $5,000, but they don't have $500. Typically you put up 10%, anywhere from 10 to 20% of a bond. But what's very normal is 10%, 10 to 15%. And when you're poor, you don't even have that. So, the system is stacked against the poor. Y'all know how it goes. I remember this guy used to be in Houston. He used to be a reporter in Houston by the name of Marvin Zentler. And he used to end his broadcast almost always with "is hell being poor." That's a cold cat. Not saying that R. Kelly is poor, but I'm talking about this whole bond situation, I think it needs to go. This cash bond stuff, it's got to go. It's a racket, And, they say innocent until proven guilty. Well, we know that's a lie. But anyway, I do believe that R. Kelly's attorneys are not in any hurry to try to help Valencia get that money back. So she's on her own. I believe that R. Kelly's attorneys are hoping that that money stays right there, because if he runs out of money, believe me, they are going to tap into that money to pay those attorney fees. That's my belief. The lawyers, of course, they're not saying that, and they're not supposed to say it. But believe you me, R. Kelly run out of money, they're going to get those 100,000 racks. Ain't no doubt about it. But man, Valencia, You are a good friend. Valencia said that, hey, I would never support a pedophile, but what's wrong with me supporting a friend? She don't believe that R. Kelly is guilty. Now you got to ask yourself, if you had a friend and you didn't believe that that friend was guilty of such crimes, would you help him? That's what she did. And boy, they tied her up for it. Anyway, they got to be some damn good friends for her to put up 100 racks and trust that. But R. Kelly's got to be a pretty good friend too to pay it back, because he knew that he was going to need that money coming up. But he paid that money back according to her. But she says she wants the 100 racks so that she can give the money to R. Kelly to help in his defense and to pay other expenses. It sounds reasonable, but I don't believe that they're going to release that money. Now, she has a right to request it, but I don't believe that they're going to release it. But who knows? This is an American court system. Anything goes, anything, just like boxing. Anything that can happen will happen. No more talk.
What the haters talking about?